Hi, my name is Jasmine Fong. I am a fully certified CARE instructor. CARE stands for Center of Aromatherapy Research and Education, based in Missouri. I'm also a master instructor for Raindrop Harmonic, based in Florida. I live in Canada. I travel around the world, and most of the classes are done online. And you have the options of learning the hands-on portion in person. I do the in-person training depending on the courses that you take. Sometimes is a day and a half, sometimes is a week. So today I want to give you some information of what I teach. First of all, I love the tuning forks. So I do use tuning forks and color lights in the therapy that I offer, and I teach students and qualify you to become a certified specialist to use them as well. So for example, this is an Om tuning forks. I could use that to ground my client. I can also use it for very simple stuff. For example, if I want to strengthen my heart, so this is the point, VitaFlex points for the heart, and I just have to activate it, and I can clear the blockages, and I can put back love just by doing that. If I have a head discomfort, I could put some peppermint oil along here because this is along the spine, and I can work all through here right to the head. And a lot of times things will clear up very, very quickly. So in training, we will use tuning forks and color lights, but that will be under the training for Raindrop Harmonics. So there are two levels of training. The first one is with Center of Aromatherapy Research and Education. We call that CARE training. CARE training consists of 5 different courses. The first one is called VitaFlex. VitaFlex is a technique that is very similar to reflexology, but we do a pet tip nail rolling motion. And this is just your tools. You use your hand to clear the heart. You could clear your sinuses. We could also work on the hip atlas point on your shoulder to adjust the length of your leg. So if you're always walking and limping a little bit, we could adjust that. So, and clear the colons, and we could do the head VitaFlex, ear VitaFlex. They're all together 13 different techniques. So this is part of the CARE training, and you learn that in 4 hours. And you also learn how to do a raindrop technique. Raindrop technique is an application of essential oils, Young Living essential oils, using 9 different oils and a massage movement. And we apply the oils on the bottom of the feet using VitaFlex, and then we apply the oils on the back using different techniques and modality. Basically, the raindrop oils are oils that is high in a constituent called the phenol or phenylpropanoid, and they clear receptor sites. So basically, raindrop is really good for you to clear, to ground, to get you into a place where your body is willing to let go and receive healing. So this beautiful modality is taught in a sequence. You could either learn it online, or you could also learn it in person. If you are near me, I would encourage you to come in to learn that. It is an 8-hour class, and you will receive a raindrop as well. Otherwise, you could also learn it online, and over the years, I have found it very, very effective for students to learn it online, because the way I am going to teach you in small little portions and you're going to practice, it has been very, very good. Okay, so the third course with CARE will be Chemistry of Essential Oils. Don't worry, it's just a good, very detailed and interesting information. It is 6 hours taught in either a chunk of 2-3 times or 3 hours twice, so that it's not all 6 hours of chemistry over your head, but you will learn how essential oils work, the science of it. You will learn how to research it from a very credible book, and you will learn how to use it with a lot of confidence. Yes, that is a must. Anyways, there is also another class. The 4th class is Emotional Release with Essential Oils. You see, we have 5 senses. 5 senses of sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. All the senses except for the sense of smell So for example, if you see somebody, if you hear somebody, or you taste something, or you touch a barbecue, it will go straight to your prefrontal cortex, your reasoning brain. So you think about it before you make a decision. But the sense of smell has a shortcut. It's called the olfactory nerves. So it goes right to the back, to the limbic system, which is known as the seat of emotion and memory. So when you smell something, it doesn't go to the reasoning brain. It goes straight to the seat of emotions and memory. So emotional release with essential oils is super effective. So in this class, we will learn how to utilize some of these most amazing books on to work on yourself. So emotions of guilt, shame, fear, emotions of being suffocated, abandonment. There's a whole list of them, whole 4 books of them. And then you will learn how to use certain oils specific for certain emotions and where to put them and how to work through the emotional subconscious oppression and release it. And in this class, you will also experience or witness a emotional release with essential oils, because just by smelling the oils, your body temperature changes and you're willing to let go of what doesn't serve you in a positive and progressive way. So that is the 4th class. The 5th class is a 2-hour class that talks about the ancient oil, basically the history of laying of hands and anointing. And you will learn in the biblical text how, for thousands of years, people in the biblical times use essential oils, or they call that incense at that time, and how they utilize that. For example, in the Old Testament, it talks about there was a plague that was going, and Moses asked Aaron to take the incense, which is frankincense, in the burner, to stand in front of, between the living and the dead, and the plague stopped just by burning in frankincense resin. So we'll go through a lot of beautiful biblical texts, and you will have a very perfect, well-grounded, well-understood way of learning practical techniques, a raindrop technique that really prepare you to a state of total relaxation, that you're able to release pain and things that's holding you back. You will also learn about the chemistry, you will learn about emotional release and the history. So if you want to know how to use tuning forks and light, you need to start off with CARES training. You don't have to take the chemistry, emotional release, and ancient oils to start, but you have to learn how to do VitaFlex and Raindrop. And then you could move on to the next set of training. It's called the Raindrop Harmonics, and they are offered fully online as well and in person. I teach all the theory online, which is amazing. We do that 2 or 3 hours, a few evenings a week. That way it's not information overload. And then you have a choice to learn the hands-on, in person, or online as well. I have students that is from all different parts of the world. Sometimes it's not possible for them to come to Canada or Malaysia, because I do teach that in Malaysia sometimes. So I find it very, very effective that they could learn it online. It's a little bit more effort, but I will give you the guideline and what you need to do. And I found over the years, students that have learned online actually do a lot better because they have to put in the extra effort. Anyways, so these are all the training. With CARE, your certification will be Certified Raindrop Technique Specialist, CRTS. And with Raindrop Harmonics, the certification is CRHS, Certified Raindrop Harmonic Specialist. You don't have to do 2, but I would suggest that you take the CARE course for your foundation, and then you take the Raindrop Harmonics course and do the certification for CRHS. That way, you will be qualified to use lights and tuning forks on your client. Now, you may not want to be a specialist. You may just want to learn this for your dad, for your dog, for your pets. No problem. But you should still go through the whole training process. And that way, you are confident with what you do. Because instead of just teaching you the techniques and the background, I want to be a part of your journey. That way you are learning how to feel the body. You're learning how to utilize the techniques that you have learned. Knowledge is amazing, but wisdom of knowing what to use is also amazing. So I hope you will join me in this training. If you don't have to do all of them at the same time, you could just do one step at a time. I would say start with VitaFlex and Raindrop. And if you like to move on to Raindrop Harmonics, I have another course coming up this summer, and you could do that too. And then you could circle back to do the chemistry, history, and emotional release. So I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Why don't you send me a message, book a 30 minutes consultation? Let's take a look, because not everyone have the same place in life, right? So I would like to work with you so that together we can make an impact for our community.